Gate 14 podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Junta. We're joined with a little bit of a different threesome trio, we'll call it. I'll start off with a regular. We got JR here. He's buzzing. He hasn't missed an episode in 4 or 5 episodes. So JR, how we doing?
Good. Yeah, I'm on as you can call, I guess, a hot streak right now.
And we got
5
the
episodes.
I think it has to be 5. It has to be 5 or something like that. And then we also got the Jordan Romano of the podcast, T Mac, joining in. How are we doing, T Mac?
Good. Speaking of Mr. Romano, thank God he got it done today. That was way more than need to be asked for, but that's fine.
That's the bullpen, though. That's the bullpen.
Did that make you laugh when in between the 8th and 9th, like they were putting the camera on him and he was just fucking drenching himself with water?
Oh, I must have missed that. I was in between.
He was just like pouring water bottles all over his head, like he was having a shower.
He's electric.
It's like, holy shit. Like, you think he'd be sitting down, keeping the arm warm? No, he's just fucking cooling himself down with water. It was just a hilarious visual.
And we got to discuss where Avery is. So Avery is very sick with COVID. He slept on his bathroom floor for 4 hours naked yesterday because he was so warm. So if people are saying, when's the YouTube going to be out? It's because Avery is borderline dying. So the YouTube will be out. It'll just be God knows when it's going to be out. But Avery is naked on his bathroom floor. Currently, probably is right now, just kind of relaxing. So, some may argue that the Jays did it. And speaking about Avery, I got to talk about this. Avery's the biggest mush of all time. So Avery turns off the Jays game, and they go on that fucking they score 5 unanswered runs, and then he never turned it back on, and they won. So it brings up the question: is Avery allowed to watch another Jays game? It makes you think.
He did tweet, Jeremy. He did tweet today this week saying, did the Jays play this weekend? And I was surprised to hear that from him because, like you said, I guess he didn't tune back in. I didn't know that.
Yeah. No, I guess he can't watch. Like, he can't watch the next game for sure. We got to see what happens. Like, I mean, like, come on. Like, it's just going to have to be a thing for a bit. I mean, he is down 6, so rest. Actually, no, that might be
just rest.
Bigger reason why he's going to watch the game because he's got nothing else to do. Yeah. But no, we're going to have to make sure we're going to have eyes on him to make sure he's not watching the game.
Yeah. And then also we got to go into this. So I made this video on the Gate 14 Instagram after watching this weekend, and maybe today kind of made it a little bit better, but the Jays are not on the same fucking planet as the Yankees. We can all agree on that. It's not even remotely close. Like, Their bullpen has guys that are just fucking nasty. And listen, today was a one-off, I guess. Like, listen, the Jays finally showed up later today. But Friday, dog walk. Saturday, JMO shoved it right down our fucking throat. And today, it looked like it was going to be another dog walking. I don't know what you guys think. I'll start with you, T-Mac. But this team is nowhere even in the same vicinity as the New York Yankees. Not even close.
You want to know... Here's what sums up the entire weekend is JD getting plunked in the first inning and him just fired the fuck up about it. Somebody needs to explain that to me like I'm 5, why he was so angry.
He's a loser.
Then looking at Yusei Kikuchi's face, it's like one team is like coming off of 9 straight wins and won 46 games already this season, and the other has a bullpen full of guys that just give up. Hanger, cock shot. That was just the entire bullpen all weekend. The team, you're completely right. Not on the same page, like not on the same level.
Even offense wise, though, because the Yankees don't have a fucking Kevin Biggio at the bottom of their order. That's an automatic out. Like the Yankees don't have that. Like they really don't. And listen, Kevin Biggio has been, I guess, decent, but since we mushed him with that Instagram post saying like he's hitting 300 since he came back, I think he hasn't gotten a hit since. I genuinely don't think he has gotten a hit since. But JR, I mean, you were at the game on Friday. You got to see the skull fucking. Thank God I didn't pay for tickets for that game.
Yeah,
what was that? It's not even close. It wasn't even close.
Yeah, no, it's just like the Yankees have a very strong hitting lineup. I mean, when Judge is on, like that lineup is extremely good. I mean, Judge is just hitting everything right now. And you could see it at the play. I mean, they didn't want Stripling going in that first game. There was no way Stripling was going third time around the order because the AB before Judge just absolutely fucking roped a line drive off him. But then it ended up blowing the game, right? Trent Thornton comes in and just game over. They just fucking absolutely mashed them. The wind was blowing out like heavy to the right. So it would have been smart. That's why I hammered the over before the game, because the wind was fucking gushing. I was like,
The wind
there's
in a
going to be
dome?
no. This was Friday. Roof was open.
Mhm.
The wind was gushing, and if you actually look back at that game, there must have been 4 homers to Oppo Field. Stanton hit one.
yeah.
Rizzo fucking hit one off the grand slam. Rizzo doesn't have that type of power. That thing hit off the second deck fucking sign there. Like, Rizzo never does that. And his parents were in attendance right in front of us. Someone tried explaining to us that those aren't his parents when it was clearly fucking Rizzo's family. Like, so clear. Like, if you search on the internet, Rizzo's mom, that girl showed up, and they're like, no. Like, a Yankees fan was trying to tell us that their parents are in Italy. It was like, dude, like, that's
What, they have the
100 like,
fucking
when you
they
have
their
4
location
and
shared?
5-year-olds, when you have 4 and 5-year-olds at a Jays game wearing Rizzo's jerseys, like, I'm sorry, but they're related. Like, there's something going on there. But no, it was a good game. I mean, it was a shit game, but it was just good to be in the building.
Yeah.
We ended up seeing Tapia after the game, which was a funny story. At like 11:30 p.m., Tapia just casually walking on the street right beside us.
And you fumbled the bag. You didn't say what's up.
I didn't want to bother him, but like, do you think, like, that's the thing? Like, do you think that he gets like noticed a lot? Like,
Has to. He's the most obvious looking Jays guy ever. Has like blonde
white dreads.
Yeah,
Mhm.
whatever the dreads are. But yeah,
you guys are. That's not true. You don't think he gets noticed?
He's pretty noticeable if you like watch the Jays. Like, you know who that is. Like, I'm not saying like
I was wondering. I was kind of like, I don't know. Toronto fans though, like,
no, he's not getting.
I'm kind of split between like.
I'm saying Jays fans notice. I'm not saying like
Jays fans.
But and listen, I gotta bring something up. This might be controversial. Maybe you guys can talk me off the ledge with this. I fucking hate Josh Donaldson now. I can't stand the dude.
So
he's the biggest piece of shit.
Let's
ever.
go
like,
back. Let's go back
Yeah.
to what T-Mac said. Okay, so he throws his bat or whatever.
It wasn't intentional.
The tantrum.
Why would
Yeah,
Kikuchi have a reason to hit you? Why?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Exactly.
so he pretty much spit in Kikuchi's face, right? And you could see
Rightfully so.
Kikuchi's reaction
Rightfully
was
so.
like, "What the fuck?" Like, do you think the Jays should have had some sort of reaction? Like, someone should have said, like, kind of yapped at him there? Like, I mean, any other game, you think that results in the benches clearing?
Teo got on that 3-run Bob take the lead. I saw him yapping at the
he was
Yankees
looking at the
bench
dugout.
too.
Okay.
But let me finish his point that I was saying. So Josh Donaldson has turned into a guy that I fucking despise. It is one of like the biggest turnarounds of all time. And maybe I saw a lot of Jays fans tweeting this and all that stuff, or just TikTok comments, all that kind of stuff. He has turned into the only guy that I can like in recent history remember that was like a hero in Toronto. And then now it's like Jays fans are booing him, like not getting standing ovations anymore. He's doing stupid throwing the bat shit when you weren't even intentionally thrown at. Like, Kikuchi is obviously can't hit the fucking broadside of a barn with aim. He has no idea where his ball's going. If you genuinely think Kikuchi can aim so well that he could fucking hit you, Donaldson, then yeah, throw your fucking bat. But the fact that he did that playing in Toronto is like, dude, what the fuck are you like? You just have no feel. Like, why would the Jays bean you? Like, there was no one on. I think it was 1 out or 0 outs, and he throws his bat like a fucking 2-year-old like T-ball player. Like, what the fuck was that, dude? I'm telling you, I hate Josh Donaldson. I can't fucking stand him.
Jer, I think you could answer this well. He probably thought when he called Tim Anderson, Jackie Robinson, he's so intense, right? Like on the field, he probably thought calling Tim Anderson, Jackie Robinson was like the funniest thing in the world, because he definitely has like zero sense of humor. His intensity is like definitely a bit too much, and I'm surprised it's still at this degree this late into his career. He's like turning into a grumpy veteran at this point.
Yeah, no, that situation was like very like, it kind of was like an open mind to like what you see. Like, some of these players like actually fucking hate each other that you just don't see like ever, right? Like, some players like just despise each other, but like him and the whole like, I don't know, it's kind of like a reality check that like there are some players out there that just fucking yap at each other like on the field that you just don't realize, you just don't see. Like, but no, that was weird. I think that he's just a hardo. I think it's
Yeah.
he's just a hardo. But it seems like the Yankees guys like him. Like
Well, he's
I mean, if
he's,
he's on
he's
your
one of
team.
those guys where it's like he's like a fighter in hockey where all of his teammates love him, but the guys that play against him think he's just the biggest piece of shit ever. And by the way, Josh Donaldson, you should have been fucking cheering when you got hit by a pitch because it increases your on base percentage, which is 327, which is probably the lowest it's been in your fucking career. So you should have actually high-fived Kikuchi, you stupid fuck. It's just crazy. Like, I can't believe this guy. Like, this guy just puts on a Yankees uniform, and you'd think like he'd have a little bit of respect for like the Rogers Center, like the Blue Jays. At least he's playing in a. Literally, the Jays are the reason he has a fucking career. Am I wrong on that? Literally rejuvenated his whole fucking career. He should be kissing the feet of the Rogers Center, doing some fucking Matsuyama what his caddy did, bowing to the fucking flag at the Masters last year to the Rogers Center. And this guy's throwing bats because Kikuchi hit him. Like, give yourself a fucking break, dude. It was just I can't stand him anymore.
He was hearing it today. You could tell just watching on TV that he was getting some boos, especially on the like he pimped the shit out of that home run today too.
Oh man, the fact that he went yard after that too was
I mean, you'd think he'd like try to play like aggressive like that every at bat because he's hitting 230. But I mean, I'll end it with this. I always have respect for what he did here in Toronto, but now it's like now I understand why a lot of teams during that time hated playing the Blue Jays, just hated the Jays in general because you had fucking dickheads like that on your team, and Joey Bats, who I guess was kind of a dickhead to play against as well. But I completely see it now being on the opposite side of like the Josh Donaldson train, why guys hated the Blue Jays, like why just teams hated the Blue Jays, right?
Yeah. No, it's easy to just from watching him. He's just like I don't know what it is. He's just tough to have an opponent. It's annoying. And
then we got to talk about Yankees fans here because obviously I was getting into it on Twitter with Yankee fans who are legitimately celebrating in June, like they just like hang the banner. Like I had someone tweet at me, that this Yankees team has the same amount of wins at this time as the Mariners, who got knocked in the first round. So why are we even talking about this? And then they're saying, oh, we can't celebrate. And then they're chirping us today for celebrating coming back from a 5-run deficit against a good bullpen. It's like, pick one, pick a fucking side. I can't, like, Yankee fans are the most delusional fucking pieces of garbage. Like, I can't stand Yankee fans. And I'm going to say this. If the Yankees do not make it out of the first round or win the World Series, I'm going to be fucking insufferable on Twitter. I have all of the people's all the Twitter names of people that came at me on Twitter, all the TikTok people. If the Yankees don't win the World Series, you're going to want to fucking mute my page because I'm going to be so insufferable. They're literally celebrating like they're the fucking 16-0 Patriots right now. That's what they're like. They're literally like, it's like they're planning the fucking parade. Did you guys see that all over social media? They were literally they were commenting on the Blue Jays post like L sweep, and then they just got dog walked. So did you guys see that?
It's not even them though. Like it's them for sure, Yankees fans, but it's the media in general. Like everybody's just dick riding this team. Like, look at this, 10 games up, whatever, 60 games into the season. This division's already wrapped up. Incredible. This team's so good. But we also can't forget that Yankees fans, like 12 games into the season, those same people were like, you know what, let's just blow it up. This just hasn't worked again. And we're 40 games later, and now it's like you said, hang the banner.
Just pathetic. And by the way, there's breaking news. So JJ Matchevic, I don't know how to say his name on the Astros. You guys know what I'm talking about? He just hit his first career home run. And the kid that caught his home run is asking the Astros for the return of the home run ball for a Justin Verlander or Gurriel signed jersey. And the Astros said no.
No way.
You
keep the ball. Keep the ball.
Keep the ball then. Fuck JJ Malcolm, whatever the fuck his name is.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently the bargain was he got 6 tickets, access to batting practice, and a signed Altuve ball. That is a dog shit compromise over a job.
Well, it depends on where the tickets are. The tickets are really good.
I want a jersey out of it.
I want a fucking Verlander jersey out of that. What are you talking about?
I think though, technically Verlander's the dickhead here.
Well,
right?
Okay,
Am I missing something? Because if Altuve's going to sign a ball, then what the hell is happening here?
But you think the Astros front office just couldn't say, "Hey, can you sign this jersey, Justin?" Like that takes 2 seconds. Like I guarantee you.
No, yeah.
Or maybe you just get his fucking loser brother Ben Verlander to dick ride him and fucking get him to sign it, because that's what Ben Verlander does. Bunch of
as if it was he picked Verlander or Gurriel.
I would take Verlander 10 times out of 10. But anyways, we'll go back to Jay's talk here, but I just had to bring that up. I just saw that on my Twitter thing. That's a wild compromise to say no to for a first career home run ball, but whatever. That's just, I mean, I don't know if that's like a Verlander thing or if that's the Astros thing, but yeah. And then I was talking about the Yankee fans, and I'm telling you, like, the way they're talking, this banner better be they're already stitching the banner right now. I swear to God, if they implode, Twitter is going to be the greatest thing of all. Like, could you imagine this? Like, I think they have an 11-game lead. Could you imagine this lead goes down to like 2 or 3, like in 2 months or 3 months? And it's like, whoa, we were already crowning them fucking AL East champions, and then all this type of shit. So, and am I wrong for saying, like, in baseball, an 11-game lead is nothing? Like, that could get, you saw the Braves last year. They were like plus 3,000 or whatever, plus 2,200 to win the World Series. They come back, win the NL East, and then win the World Series. Like, it's not the craziest thing for them to blow that.
No, I don't think it is. It's baseball. We talked about teams that get hot and slumps, and if we talked about the Yankees, I mean, they got that older lineup hitting. Like, they could easily.
And not everyone's going to stay healthy in that lineup all year.
No, hell no. And the scrubs coming off the bench, they are not good. I mean, if you're playing Aaron Hicks every day, like,
oh my God, yeah,
that starts to become like a bad lineup. Like, even their infield, like, who the hell do they have coming in? Like, if someone goes down, like, I think that we looked at that team and we're kind of like, if everything's hitting, everything is hitting right now for the Yankees. Like, this is best case. The rotation is outplaying the shit out of their expectations at the start of the year.
Yeah.
And the bullpen was always supposed to be good. They're doing well, but it's the rotation and the lineup. They're literally like, I don't think they could get worse right now.
And
I mean, I don't think they could get better. Like, they've hit their like peak, I think.
We're talking about a bad rotation, boys. We got to talk about Yusei Kikuchi. He's not a big leaguer, right? Like, I'm sorry. And the Jays have this motherfucker for 3 more years, dude. The Jays have, I think, 3 he goes more to years.
I said this when we signed him, because we did have Ryu in the rotation, but I said, like, he would be a decent arm out of the pen. And that could be a possibility if he can't. I've
heard that point, though. I've heard that point, but he can't get out of the first inning. So the first time he's seeing guys, he's walking the whole fucking house. So how do you bring a guy like that out of the fucking bullpen? You genuinely can't. He's not a big league arm. Like, Kikuchi has been so fucking dog shit. And if I'm the Jays, I'm pulling him from the starting rotation. Call someone up, because it can't get much. Kikuchi walks a fuck ton of guys, and when he does throw strikes, it's cockshot fucking 95-mile-an-hour fastballs that get launched. He is doing nothing but hurt this fucking team. That's what he's doing.
We're in trouble, though. Like, I don't even know. Ross Stripling's saving our ass right now, like, putting up good starts. Like, if we didn't have him, fuck, we'd be in trouble, because Trent Thornton isn't an option at all.
Oh my.
I don't even know, like, who's next? Who's next up? Because Pearson's fucking
injured
that
again.
Guy might be the biggest bust ever, for Christ's sake.
Injured again.
Yep, injured
Thornton,
again.
You were there, Jared. I was going to text you because I was watching, like, in that inning, that home run ball that Stanton hit was a good pitch. Like, he threw it on the outer half. Stanton, like you said, the wind was blowing out. He kind of just ran into it on the outer half and took it out. And then it just, like, completely fell apart. Like, you probably didn't see where that pitch was on the back-to-back home run. I think it was LeMahieu that hit it. That puppy was belt high, inner half, fucking launched. And then he completely fell apart. Because I was saying to myself, I actually thought he looked good up until that point. And then he has been atrocious since. Him and Richards, man. Oh my God.
Well, Richard does a fake IL stint.
Oh, he does. That's good to hear. I kind of like that.
A little fucking Ryu IL stint, they call that. Guy, like, pretend he's injured so to go away from the embarrassment. But, dude, I like, and listen, Ross Stripling, I don't know if the Jays miss Ross Stripling out of the bullpen, because right now Trent Thornton's playing that role that Ross Stripling's playing, and oh my fucking God, it is. I don't even want to walk. Once I see the notification or I see fucking Trent Thornton warming up, I just turn the TV off. He is an autumn. He throws 88. He throws 88. He's a righty who throws 88 mile an hour fastballs with not really good off speed. It's terrible. I mean, the Jays need to figure this out quick. They need to fucking get someone back. With Nate Pearson gone now, that front office is, I guarantee you, shuffling, staying up at night trying to fix this shit.
They're logging in the overtime hours right now.
Like, who the fuck can the Jays get? Like, who can we get that can at least be a decent starter? And the Jays can't. They can't. Because right now, right, if I want Ross Stripling back in that long relief role, if you put Ross Stripling back in the bullpen, the Jays legit have 4 starters, and one of them shouldn't even be a starter, Kikuchi. So
it's hard to have answers for you at this point.
There's not going to be, there's not going to be we're not trading until closer to the deadline. I don't know how, like, there's just no one available to make a move right now. And we are in a playoffs. We're in a good like spot. Like, we're not in a, like, not from a rotation perspective, but from a record perspective, like, we're pretty comfortable where we're sitting. But I mean, it's going to be find a guy who can fucking log some innings. Does anyone know if, like, in AAA we have a guy?
Well, that guy they called up today had like a 2.6 ERA in AAA and AA, and first 2 hitters nuke.
You couldn't avoid the middle of the plate.
I seriously don't know, man. Like, we're in a terrible spot with pitching. Like, this offense has to put up 8 spots every game now. Like what they did today. Just fucking let the pitchers do what they do and just put up a fucking 8 spot or whatever the fuck happened, because Kikuchi was horrid. Adam Simber is back to reality, because obviously he's got like a 2.6 ERA. He's the most back to reality pitcher ever. And T-Mac, I mean, so obviously you don't see like the TikTok stuff, and everyone. So we put in the TikTok, like, the Jays don't have like a good guy that just throws fucking gas, and just besides Romano that throws gas and shove it down people's throats. And I said, like, the Jays don't have any elite guys besides Romano. All of our TikTok comments, don't disrespect Simber. Don't disrespect Simber. What does Simber do after I post that video? He puts up a fucking 4 spot today. And by the way, in Simber's last 7 games, he has a 7.6 ERA. In his last 14 games, he has a 4.12 ERA. Is that a good reliever to you fucking guys in the comments? Because that's not to me. The Yankees don't have a guy with a fucking 4.12 ERA in his last 14. And the Orioles, I was looking at the Orioles game today. I was watching it. The Orioles have 4 guys in their bullpen with a sub-2 ERA. The Baltimore Orioles do. The Jays don't even have fucking 1.
There's no way that I would look for Adam Simber in the 8th inning of, like, Alek Manoah goes 7 and then Adam Simber for the 8th to be my setup man. I'd rather kill myself than watch that guy, because we all know that the way this season ends is that we're going to get 7 innings from Alek Manoah, and then somebody has to pitch the fucking 8th. And I pray to God that it's not somebody on the roster right fucking now. I pray to God. unless it's like Kevin Gausman, come give me the 8th inning. What do you say? Like, that is legitimately the position that we could be in. That's not even a joke right now, because there's so much with this roster right now that I just can't fucking get behind. Which sucks, because we know how good this lineup is. That just makes me feel like we're not there, and makes me feel like we could be at that point in a 1 game fucking win and move on in October.
I just can't picture. I like, you hit the nail on the head. Like, and I said that in the 6th, I was like, if you close your eyes, the Jays are in the ALDS. Who the fuck do you want pitching the 7th, 8th? Because I guarantee you it is. I mean, Garcia was really good today. I will tip my cap to that. But that game against the Orioles was inexcusable. 3-run fucking game-tying nuke, or whatever it was, with a massive lead. That just fucking can't happen. So this bullpen needs massive adjustment. And Avery put it perfect and he texted us and he said, imagine watching this game and genuinely saying the Jays don't need bullpen help. You just can't. If you do that, I want you to never watch a fucking Toronto Blue Jays game ever again. It is just, this bullpen is embarrassing. Like, let's just read some of the bullpen stats today. So Kikuchi goes 3 earned runs. That's fine. Simber, 1 inning, 3 earned runs. Castillo, 1 inning, 2 earned runs. Garcia shoved it down their throat. Meza didn't even record a fucking out. Gives up 2 hits and a walk and a home run. Doesn't even get an out. and then Romano has to do a five inning save. The Jays aren't going to win games if you have Jordan Romano being the setup guy and the fucking closer. That's just crazy.
Tim Mesa being the guy that's in those situational spots also just sucks to watch. He's
Terrible.
not the dog that I want in those, like, here, come in against another lefty and get me one fucking out. He's not it. I don't know who is. I don't know where we're going to find him. Have you guys thought about where we're going to go for these bullpen arms at all? Like, I have no idea.
Dude, the thing is, right? Like, I don't think you need to. You could get a bullpen guy for a pretty small amount of like prospects and stuff. But what I want is like a really good starter, like Luis Castillo, where you can afford to move Ross Stripling back to that role that they need him in with the long relief role. And then I guess kind of get away with that, having Kikuchi as your 5 and Luis Castillo as your 4. But the Jays need that number 4 guy so fucking bad. It's incredible because they don't even have a number 4 guy right now. Like Ross Stripling, I guess you could say, but Ross Stripling can't go after. He can't go through an order 3 times. They pull him after 2 immediately.
Am I wrong though in saying that Stripling? Maybe I have this wrong, that he just doesn't feel that comfortable being in like a true bullpen role. Like, I'm sure he would prefer starting as well.
Yeah, it's just that's not what the Jays like. The Jays need.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Jays need both, dude. Like,
yeah,
it's just such a weird spot, man. Because
I think we need to, like, if Stripling, like, he definitely feels. I'm pretty sure he was outspoken. He said something about he feels comfortable in the starting spot, right? Like a while ago, maybe.
Then that's
maybe
fine.
last
that's
year.
what it was.
That's fine.
But, like, if we're gonna
guy.
start him, then we should fucking, based on our status of our bullpen, I think we need to fucking actually like start him and have him go more than 2 times. Because, like, as realistically, we really thought that Trent Thornton and fucking Richards was probably the next option. They put him in. I don't know if he was the next option for sure. But you think they're riding you for 6 innings? Like, come on. Like, Stripling has a better chance of going. Throw him 5 or 4. Like, but I thought that was like Charlie doing something, trying to be like putting trust in his bullpen, and it just completely shit on us,
dude.
And we end up wasting more arms than what we should have.
If the Jays got swept this series, I don't know how I wake up and do this podcast. Like,
I mean, Severino had 10 Ks. Should we have really even won this game? I think we took advantage of like every tiny opportunity there was that like any crack we took advantage of today. That's what I felt like. Severino was really good.
Severino was, oh my dude, and he's like the number fucking 4 guy on the Yankees. It's like, dude, what the fuck, man? Like, I would die. Like, if the Jays could swap bullpens with the Orioles, they would be the best team in baseball. Like, I was watching the Orioles today against the Rays, like I mentioned, and they had lefties throwing 99 paint. They had lefties throwing fucking absolute hammer curveballs, making the Rays hitters look idiotic. It's like, if you could just switch these bullpens, the Jays would just be the best team ever. Like, the best team. And this Lopez guy that they switched from a starter to a closer is fucking crazy. Like, why can't the Jays have that? Why can't the Jays? I mean, Romano's good. Fine. Romano's really good.
Yeah, he was like the bright spot of someone who's developed within the system. Like, when's the last time we had a good pitcher develop within the system in the pen?
I don't even.
All the guys haven't really panned out. Like Tim, Mesa, Baraki. Baraki was supposed to be a fucking good starter.
My God. Baraki is so bad.
Mayweather.
But it's been a while,
So
but it's
far.
like almost like you see it, like you need to throw over 95 to be in a major league pen. Like, it's just like almost a thing. Unless you're a fucking freaky arm guy. Like Simber, like, can work. He can throw the 6th or 7th. Like, I'll take that because he got a crazy delivery. But other than that, like, pumping fastballs over 95. If you're throwing under 95, you're in fucking trouble. And it feels like all the AAA guys we have coming up and throwing like 93 coming out of the pen. That's just not going to do it in majors.
Agreed.
And
we had a guy in the first game. I don't know if you guys saw it, but we called up a guy. He threw after Richards when he was throwing like 93 coming in. So it's like,
do the Jays have any pitchers that throw over 98 besides Romano?
I wonder if there's some in the pen like right now.
Yeah, no, right?
Oh no, it'd be just Pearson competing for that.
That's pathetic. That is absolutely and
Because
take in.
Garcia is like 90. Isn't Garcia like? I'm guessing he's like 94, 95. I don't think
Yeah.
he's a flamethrower.
You were saying Thornton was like, I thought Thornton was sitting like 93. Am I wrong
Yeah,
in that?
Thornton was sitting 94 when he
that's what I
was getting
thought.
plunked. Mm-hmm.
And the Yankees are doing this, by the way, without Loizaga in the bullpen, Chapman in the bullpen, Chad Green in the bullpen. They're doing all this without those guys. Like,
that's so scary.
And they got
imagine
those
if
guys
we
coming
added
back.
imagine we added those three to our pen.
And they got those three guys coming back, right? Like that bullpen is nasty right now. And they got those three dudes coming back who have been obviously Loizaga has been struggling, but once Chapman is fully healthy, he's fucked. He's a lefty that throws 101. So I'm hoping, and there's no one in Buffalo that I think is going to make an immediate impact on this team. You're going to have to do it you have to pick from the Reds or a team that's willing to trade guys. And I would trade, and this might not be a hot take, I would trade Groshans for a good reliever. Is that the craziest thing to say?
No, I mean, he just like his path to the majors is now with Espinal, like securing like a good spot. Like, I don't know when he will, like his path is extremely hard.
There's no spot for him.
Path. Yeah.
There's no spot for him.
We could get a good, I'm thinking we might add like Pearson being such an uncertainty. We're going to need we might get like 2 arms for that pen. Like we're going to need it. Like this isn't a fucking, there's no way we go a 7-game series with this pen. Like,
oh God,
all our starter, like one guy's gonna shit the bed. Like you look at even looking at last year playoffs, like pitcher shit the bed out in the second inning. Like we can't even come fucking close to pulling a guy in the second inning right now. We can't fucking do it. And in the playoffs, we're gonna have to do it when the shit hits the fan. And the starter's not pitching well, you're going to have to make the tough decision to pull him. And we just don't have that.
Do you guys remember how electric it was when the Jays picked up David Price? It was like, oh my God, we have like a vet lefty coming out of the bullpen that's obviously had a sick career. They need that type of thing. Like the Jays need that type of fucking signing where it's like everyone takes a step back and like, oh my fucking God, we just got this guy or whatever, because that David Price edition, man, fuck, incredible. I get chills thinking about that. Like when I got the notification that the Jays got David Price, I was like, let's fucking go. I don't even care how old he was, like, because he played a good role on the Jays, right? Like he was like a long reliever as well as a starter, and that's what the Jays are literally dying for right now. So it's crazy. It sucks, but the Jays are in first place in the wild card, which is great. But this team has so many fucking holes that when playoff baseball comes, it's going to be tough to watch. You're going to need like a 9 spot a night.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. But we'll go into a couple listener questions. We did a mailbag on our Instagram. Got a pretty good amount of responses here. We need relievers that throw hard. That's a good one, of course. Kikuchi fucking sucks. That's another good one.
Good one.
And this is actually another good question. Do the Jays not have any better outfielders in AAA than Bradley Zimmer? That's a great question.
I think though Zimmer's more like he's a defensive guy. I don't think we have a better defensive outfielder than Zimmer. So someone coming up would have to be. I mean, we're not looking for someone that can mash because Zimmer goes in like late in games or he'll play a 9-hole role. So I think I would say no. I don't think we do.
And then this is another good one, and I'll have you answer this, T-Mac. Who makes the All-Star team from the Toronto Blue Jays? Like, who is the shoe-in if you ended the season right now? I can only name 2 guys. Who can you go?
Yeah, obviously Manoah and Vladdy. And
I don't know if Vladdy, though.
Like Romano is a couple of blown saves away from really, to me, being secured in that spot. But like, yeah, you are right. I mean, it's Kirk is like in that conversation.
Kirk's guaranteed, I think, because Kirk's a guaranteed. I'm saying guaranteed right now. It's Manoah and Kirk. Those are the only two guys I can because Espinal's competing against Ty France, who's nasty.
Yeah.
That's a tough guy to be competing against. I'm saying Manoah and Kirk are the only two guys right now that are like shoo-ins for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah. When I just look at when I hit today, seeing Vladdy he's hitting 260. How many home runs does he have in the last
16. He has 16 home runs this year, which is good. I mean,
yeah,
he's
but in
on
the
pace
last
for like 40.
6 weeks.
A lot. I don't even know. I don't even know how many he has, but Vladdy's been legit, man. Like he figures it out, dude. He's a fucking unbelievable hitter. Like he's not gonna regress. He's gonna always get back to like what he was. Obviously, last year was like a crazy fucking year.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that, but Vladdy Guerrero, this is crazy. I might have to clip. So all the people out there that were saying Vladdy's done, Vladdy's a ground ball merchant, Vladdy this, Vladdy that. Vladdy in his last 15 games hitting 311 with 6 home runs, 14 RBIs, 19 hits. That's fucking wild. And his last 7 games, Vladdy's hitting 407 with 3 nukes, 7 RBIs, 11 hits. So he's heating up. This offense is heating up. Teoscar's heating up. Gurriel's heating up, hitting those fucking massive home runs again. I'm not worried about the offense. I'll never be worried about the offense. I mean, I was when they weren't hitting, but they'll always find their way back. It's a 162 game season. If this pitching isn't fixed, we're going to look back like the Jays did last year with the unlimited amount of home runs they had and just be like, what if we had pitching? What if this, what if that? And they never fixed that need. Yimi Garcia was the only pickup they had.
Yeah, you're right. No, I definitely, it's going to be, like I said, it's going to be all about what happens with this bullpen and if there's an additional arm. It's all it's going to come down to. We always know the hitting is going to be there.
So there's another listener question that I want to talk about. It's, are the Jays thinking of trading Gabriel Moreno because they haven't been playing him? And that's a great question. Was he not in the lineup? He wasn't in the lineup today, right?
No.
Wasn't in the lineup yesterday, right?
Yeah. Wait, was it just Friday?
He was only in the lineup Friday.
Oh, yeah.
So if you want to win and put your best lineup out there, why aren't you putting a guy that's a rookie that's hitting like 380? What's going on with that?
It's he looked at the game Friday. I mean, he looked really good.
He's so good.
He is so comfortable behind the plate. Like, it was like, holy fuck. Like, you could just tell, like, he's already major league ready from a defensive perspective. Like, he's there. Like, and that was the worry. It was like, oh, like the hand, right? He broke his hand or something. And it was like, we need to get him reps to AAA because we're not sure if his defense is there. Well, his defense is there. Like, watching him back there, like, he's comfortable. He's definitely better than Kirk. But saying that, Kirk's been really good. I mean, there's no bashing Kirk. Kirk's been fucking.
But you just DH him,
playing his ass off. But like, I don't really understand why you bring Moreno up and then like he's doing everything.
He's hitting 421 right now. I discounted him. He's hitting 421. I'm almost sure I read the stat online, and I think I said this last episode. He has more hits in the week he's been playing in the show than it took like 2 or 3 weeks for Adley Rutschman. Moreno.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's significantly younger. I'm pretty sure Adley Rutschman's like my age or a year younger than me. Like he's like 24. So you have an elite catcher, in my opinion, in Gabriel Moreno, right? An elite catcher behind there, and you're not even using him. Like, like at least DH the motherfucking guy. Like, what are we saying here? It's just crazy. But he's like I've been always saying, he's going to be a massive trade chip.
What do you want to do? What do you want to do? You're not even answering the fucking question. What do you want to do?
I'm not. Well, the question was, are the Jays thinking of trading him because they're not playing him?
What do you want to do?
I'd rather trade Kirk. I'm trading Kirk.
Have you not said this before though? About like, there's no way that's happening.
Well, yeah, no, there is no way it's happening. I don't think the Jays office has the balls to deal with the fans fucking causing a riot if they trade Kirk, but I think you have to. Like, for instance, and I'm not comparing Kirk to Randall Grichuk, but Randall Grichuk last year was having a great year, first half of the season. His trade stock was through the fucking roof because a pretty good hitting outfielder that's pretty quick. And the Jays didn't trade him, and they traded him for fucking Tapia, which is like that would have never happened last year with where he's at. Kirk right now is at the highest he could be. You have Gabriel Moreno who's hitting 421, showing he can actually like play behind the dish and he's working well with these pitchers. Why don't you just fucking let Moreno cook? And you could trade Kirk for a fucking unbelievable starter. You could trade Kirk for fucking Luis Castillo probably, because the Reds don't give a fuck about their players. They'll do that trade in a second. I'm on that end, and we talked about this last episode, so we won't go in depth into it. But if I'm the Jays front office, I'm staying up at night thinking about that, because you just can't have 3 catchers.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really hard decision on them. I do agree that I don't think they'll have the balls to trade them, but I'm on the side of Moreno in this lineup than Kirk. I think the value for Kirk right now is just so fucking high. Like, people are going to be like bidding for him.
Do you think though there's some discussion from like opposing GMs of just his value from the perspective of like the defensive side, and him just basically turning into, I can't believe we haven't even talked about this today, of him tagging up from second there, just absolutely hauling ass. I saw somebody speed up him running from second to third on Twitter on video, and it was awesome. It was great. But I don't know. I feel like there's a problem with his. We might value him. We probably do value him more than like the value executives around the league.
Yeah, that is an issue. It's tough to know what other executives are thinking, because it's like you have the major league is all about defense, it seems like, for catcher. We talked about the before, like no one really is like looking for the catcher position in general, and hitting in the majors is fucking brutal. It is embarrassingly bad right now. So getting a hitter is valuable, but it seems like executives, I don't know if they actually like value that. Like, if the defense isn't there, it seems like they just like don't want a catcher. But like, I mean, a 300 hitter catcher, I just like it's hard to tell what the executives are thinking, but some, well, I'm guessing, are pretty turned off by his defense.
But his defense has been good though. He threw out, Moreno's has been insane. Like he threw out 2 guys on Friday, I believe. Moreno, am I right?
I don't think so.
That was Kirk who did that. Moreno went 3 for 4. He was the only guy in the Jays offense that had a fucking pulse on Friday, by the way. That was the fact that Moreno can like just show up and just face big league pitching and just hit 421 so casually is great, especially when he's not playing every day. Because you see it with a lot of these guys that aren't playing every day. It's hard for them to adjust to big league pitching. And Moreno just steps in the fucking box after not playing for 2 days or a day or whatever, and just goes 3 for 4 with like a double. It's just wild. So I love Moreno. I'm all in on
the way
Moreno.
I look at it too is like we literally, like, it wasn't even talked about. But today's game, there's 2 outs in first and third, and we let the guy, like, I don't know if he just got a big lead, but what the fuck was that? Like, that could have cost us the game.
Yeah. I feel like they weren't paying attention or holding him even. I don't know what the deal was.
I don't know if it was Kirk's fault, but then the announcers made it seem like, oh, if he threw, Stanton was going home. It's like, this is a fucking major leagues and there's 2 outs. Like, this isn't minor baseball.
It was because Chapman was playing the shift to Rizzo, and he was like standing almost on second. That's why. So I think my guess is they weren't even, I don't know if they were, I would assume they were holding him, but Chapman had to shove back over to kind of, because Stan was like halfway down the line.
It was like wild. I was like, you have a contact hitter up with Rizzo, and you just like, the guy just walks the second almost. It was like he was there. I was like, holy crap.
And actually, I wanted to pull this up because a lot of people have been chirping Matt Chapman. I guess rightfully so. He hasn't been really doing that well at the plate, but he has, I think, one of the worst luck right now in baseball.
I remember at least 2 instances this weekend, maybe 3, that he like definitely hit balls hard that just were not in the right spots.
Like, his barrel percentage is 46, which is 44th in all of baseball.
Wow.
Right?
Holy shit.
Like,
yeah, he can smack the ball.
Like, I'm trying to pull it up, but I could be, I'm just bringing up fucking fact here for the people. Like, so his average exit velo is in the 89th percentile. His max exit velo is in the 87th percentile, and his hard hit percentage is in the 91st percentile. So for the people roasting him, like looking at like just the average baseball fan looking at stats, looking at average, all that type of shit, Matt Chapman's baseball savant page his expected batting average is in the 77th percentile, which means that the balls that he hits have a very high percentage of it getting a hit. Like if it being a hit, they're just not landing, or they're just getting caught by people. I don't know if they're playing a shift on him, but Matt Chapman is going to be just fucking okay. And his defense is unbelievable to watch at third base. He's won games alone by himself at third base. And I sound like a fucking nerd bringing up these stats. I hate doing it, but I'm just proving and just showing to people that Matt Chapman has been competitive at the plate. It's not like he's just not hitting the ball hard. He's hitting the ball hard. He's just hitting them at people. Like his average, like the hard hit percentage at 91 and the 91st percentile is crazy, though. It really is. Like that is bananas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that play at that diving catch he made at third, and then the replay on that Judge hit. That's why sometimes you just think replay sucks, because as all of us would think as guys that played baseball, that shit doesn't deserve to be a hit. That was an incredible play.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see if I can find what his expected batting average should be.
It should be there on Savant. You just it should be just barely past, like a page down.
Okay, I got it. So his expecting batting average is 240. He's hitting 220. Like that's a pretty big diff. No, sorry, his expected batting average is 255, which is 35 big. Points less or more than what he's actually hitting. That's crazy, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. Yeah. So for the people, like, you got to take a deep dive into what he's doing, because he has been hitting the ball hard. Like I've been noticing that, and he's not getting bounces. Like he really isn't. Like he's warning tracks or stuff like that. I believe he had a ball against the Orioles where I was like, that is fucking gone, like 112 exit velo, and it was caught at the track. It's like, this guy's just not, maybe he's just not getting the juiced baseballs, or I don't know what the fuck's happening, but it just sucks. I feel bad for him because he's such a good player. He's so good defensively. Platinum Glover. That was a massive deal, because think about that, right? The Jays don't pick him up. You got Espinal playing third, which is fine, but you have Biggio at second every single fucking day.
God.
Don't sign me up for that shit.
Biggio's so bad, man.
So bad. But we'll go into the White Sox here. So obviously the White Sox are playing right now. T-Mac bet on them, and they're getting absolutely fucking dog walked by the Houston Astros. I just need a Brady to get a hit. But this is a good series this week. I think this is a series the Jays can take advantage of a team that's very injured. I mean, Liam Hendricks isn't even playing. I mean, Moncada's not even playing. He's out. You got fucking Harrison in the starting lineup. Yikes. The Jays, did the Jays sweep them last time they played, right? I went to all 3 games. Humble brag. Is that good? The Jays swept them last time they played. I think this is going to be like a bounce back series, especially after what they did today. They're on the plane. The vibes are immaculate. The boys are buzzing. They're probably having a couple beers to celebrate that comeback win. I think this is going to be an electric series. I think the Jays are going to fucking dog walk these guys.
Yeah, we have our good arms going, like Barrios, Gosman. I mean, we played them well last time. The White Sox have been struggling, man. It'd be interesting if they get out of playoff contention and who's available at the deadline from there, that we could take someone from there.
Dallas Keuchel?
Because they have like 5 starters. Maybe Lance Lynn, I was thinking about.
Well, the thing is, right, I'm
gonna have to see that before we even discuss.
So yeah, the Jays,
Lance
Lynn's going tomorrow is 6.23 ERA. I think he just got back though.
Oh, he just got back though.
Yeah.
Back. So it's Barrios versus Lance Lynn.
Lance Lynn would be a fucking dog.
Yeah, he would be sick. He would be sick here.
He would. He'd be a bold. Kind of like the way he looks. He definitely.
Jose Abreu just popped up in the infield instead.
Oh,
fucking
shit.
loser. All right.
I do feel good about this series. I think we're gonna mash. And we got the right pitchers going. This is, I mean, I said 1-3 this weekend. I mean, 1-2 this weekend. I'd be happy, and that's what we got. So
yeah, and then game 2, you got Gausman against Dylan Cease. That's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, Cease has been good.
That's going to be a really tough one, actually. Fuck. Dylan Cease is really good. He strikes out so many fucking guys. So you got Dylan Cease versus Gausman on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, who goes after? It's Stripling versus Giolito. And Giolito's been so bad, by the way. He's been terrible. So I can legit. And I mean, Stripling's ERA is 3.28. Holy fuck, that's good. So I'm gonna say the Jays sweep. I'm gonna say the Jays sweep, and Barrios tomorrow continues with his absolute strikeout brigade, where he punches out every human being on the fucking in the batting order. I'm going to go Barrio strikes out 8+. Jays win game 1 and they sweep.
Jeez. I'm gonna go 2-1, play it safe. But I think we see some good things. I see we take a positive out of this series.
Yeah, I like a 2-0. I like a 2-0 start, but I think I'm going to go 2-1 as well. I like winning the first two. It's just about at this point expecting them to be able to nut up for 3. I'm not there.
Yeah,
I don't know. I can see the offense exploding though. Like I can really see this all. Like I'm gonna say one game the Jays score 6+. I'm gonna say the Jays score 6+ one game. I think it's gonna be a great series. I love when the Jays play in Chicago. I don't know if it's like the stadium or I don't know what it is, but I think I love that fucking stadium. So yeah, I'm gonna go Jays. So I went Jays sweep. Avery went Jays 2-1. T-Mac went Jays 2-1. And by the way, I mean, like in a matter of 2 days, we got to 1,800 on TikTok. I believe we're still climbing. People are little Johnny Mudboy has been stayed out of the fucking TikTok comments. I get in there once in a while. I get in there every once in a while though. You always got to go back to your roots. But I've been staying true to myself, not getting in the TikTok comments. Any last comments, JR? Maybe a get well soon to Avery.
Yeah, let's hope we don't have to start a GoFundMe for him, but I hope he's doing better and hopefully he's on next episode. If he's not on next episode, we might have to call the siren, like emergency fucking send him to the 60-day IL and let him heal up. But
it's crazy because all he retweets is like COVID conspiracy.
Yeah, that is Avery. Avery definitely gets in the weeds on that kind of shit. I'm Jerry, you know this. I kind of feel him if we're talking COVID invincible because I work with Ave and sit right next to him, and I have not gotten it this time around. And when he got it earlier this year, we were on a trip together, and I did not get it. So
Ave, I mean, T-Mac just can't get COVID. Like he just it's absurd. I don't know what's going on there. We all got it, but you. And then again.
That is, I think I might have gotten it. I went to watch the Big Ten championship game because I'm a big Michigan guy, like many of the listeners know. And so I went to the game and I came back and like the next day I was like, whoa, I thought I was like dead, but I got tested. I didn't have COVID. So I don't know what it is, but it is wild. I mean, it's crazy to see anti-vaxxer, anti-COVID conspiracy theorist Avery just get it. But credit to Avery. I hope he gets well. Avery's going to probably be listening to this when he edits the podcast tonight. But Avery, keep doing best wishes. Maybe we'll get a get well soon Avery in the chat for the boys. But thank you guys for listening as always. Thank you for following on the TikTok. Thank you for everything. Like the listeners, the subscribers, all that kind of stuff. We're obviously, and I think the merch is going to be here this week, as JR said, like late this week. I'm in Ottawa. If you can't tell, I'm in a hotel room for work. But we will be getting that going. I'm excited. The listeners are fired the fuck up for this merchandise shit.
Yeah, hopefully it comes in middle of this week.
All right, thank you guys for listening again. We'll see you guys on Friday.